Let's get this done. Make way in that kitchen. A.Prince is coming through. I'm be chefing it up. Coming up next. Cue the intro. Let's get this done.
This is probably the most challenging record you have ever put on your turntable. This is probably the...
What up, Junction Crew? It's your boy, A.Prince. Yeah, we back with another one. Welcome to Tales of Chef Hood RD. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your guest host. Alright, now let's check this out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a stromboli dish, right? Stromboli is basically bread stuffed with ingredients inside. It can be a very easy thing, but you can easily burn the bread and the ingredients. So you got to make sure that you on time with your delivery. You know what I'm talking about? First things first, make sure that you go ahead and prep your area. Make sure that all your surfaces is clean. Make sure that you got flour on deck. Make sure that you got the bread. You know, bread gonna look like something like this here. Make sure that your bread is good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure before you start kneading, that is of temperature. You know what I'm saying? Alright. What you're going to want to do is you're going to put them in a separate bowl and put it in a dark place. The yeast needs time to start, you know what I'm saying, start festering and all that good stuff like that. So you want to go ahead and you want to put the bread, you know, in a container, cover it once you need it, before you need it and after you need it, so it can continue to grow and expand. You need that expansion so that you can put your ingredients inside and you can get the most of the bread. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't, then what's going to end up happening is you're going to have like one big clump of bread and the ingredients is going to be far in the back. You don't want that. You know what I'm talking about? So you want to make sure that you get to maximize the space of the bread by putting it in a dark place, letting the yeast do its thing, expanding out the bread. When you're rolling with the rolling pin, fold it up into a ball, put it back in a bowl, cover the bowl up, and continue to put it in a dark place so you can go ahead and get the expansion of it. Get what I'm saying? Cool. First things first, you're going to want to start out with some ready dough. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that's copacetic. This has been sitting out for about maybe an hour or so, but you're going to have to let it really, you know, make sure it's all the way good so before you start kneading the dough. Alright, make sure you got some flour on deck and make sure that you pre-cook your ingredients that's going inside first. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you do it while it's inside, it won't be cooked all the way because it doesn't need that long to cook. So you want to make sure that your stuff is about at least 89% cooked already before you start putting the ingredients in already. Check this out, right? Before you get started, you know, you want to make sure that you prep your area. So we got flour right here, right? Now, because this is the hood way, not really so much the hood way, so let me stop saying that. But this is a way where I'm showing you how to incorporate tools even if you don't have a fully stocked kitchen, right? So, this is what you're going to do. Pay attention. If you don't have a rolling pin, make do. Grab a wine bottle, as such. Alright? Make sure that you clean it, and make sure that you actually, after you finish cleaning it, that you actually grease it. Probably with non-stick spray. The reason why is because once you start rolling with the dough, it's going to start sticking and you might want to drink that later. So you want to make sure that you prep the wine glass and make sure, your wine bottle rather, and make sure that it's non-stick coating, Pam preferably non-stick, you know. Make sure that that's on there. Flour should be all on your surface, spread evenly. Make sure that your hands is clean and that you put flour on your hands. So as you're kneading the dough, keep putting your hands in the flour. But make sure you don't put too much flour into the dough, because if you do, it's going to dry out the bread. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure it's nice, moist, get to the point. You know, you want it to be nice and fluffy. But if you put too much in there, it's going to come out to be a bad product. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I do. Start kneading this dough. Stick around and watch. Hands in the flour, we're spreading it over. So what we're doing is we're kneading the dough right now. Kneading is you're basically pushing out the air bubbles of it. So you're rotating it to a firm circle. Keep rotating it. We're not going to use the rolling pin just of yet. We want the product to continue to rise. So what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and just keep on kneading the dough. This is going to sit back into a bowl like I was saying. Make sure it's covered. Let the yeast continue to do its thing because we're trying to expand the bread as much as possible. Any little bubbles, you want to go ahead and start pushing that out. Okay, so we don't want to do it too much. So we're going to put it into a ball and put it into a dish. Alright. So I got a bowl like so. Put that in there. We're going to cover that up. So I've got a plain paper towel here. Cover that up. Now a dark place can be two things. You can put it in your microwave, you can put it in your oven. We'll put it in the microwave in this case and one in the oven. Take out the second one. Do the same thing instructed as first. Make sure your hands got some on there. Some flour. Keep on going. Kneading the dough. Pushing out the air bubbles. There's a lot of things that you can do, Me coming up with content, I figured, what? Junction Crew might want to learn something. They might want to get a cooking lesson from your boys. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit, It's cool. Continue to push out the air bubbles. Like I said, you don't want to do too much. You don't want to tire out the dough. You want it to continue to rise and grow. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it into a bowl, like I said. In a bowl like such, cover it up. You're gonna put it into a dark place. Now, I would recommend coming back in maybe 20 minutes or so and seeing it, and if it continue to grow from there. Because you want it to grow so you can go ahead and maximize the ingredients that you're gonna put in there. Alright? So, we'll get back to you shortly. Stick around. I got you guys.
Yep. 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 Yep.
It's time to start kneading that dough. Go ahead, get some flour, get well acquainted with that. Know what I'm talking about? And now I'm about to go ahead. So, like I said, if you don't have a rolling pin, go ahead and use a wine bottle. Make sure it's washed clean. Make sure that you put some nonstick on there. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and start getting this done. Let's get it done. It's been some time, so it has definitely gotten a little bigger from the last time we left it. Alright. This is such a simple recipe. It's such a simple thing to do, but yeah, it's complex too because it's all about timing. It's all about timing. Like I said, you want to continue to push out those bubbles. The bubbles don't need to be there. So you want to go ahead and start popping them out by just spilling around. I like to go preferably, like kind of like you're making a pizza a little bit. You want to start letting it hang down a little bit so you can start really getting around. Getting that. So you're basically moving around like a circle. Letting the dough get ready to hang down. Like I said, a little bit of flour, folks. You don't want to do too much now. You're just moving it around like a circle, like a dish. You know, like a dish under the water. I'm not going to need this just now because it feels like it still needs time. So I'm about to go ahead and put it back in the bowl. Like I said, you don't want to overwork it. So that's done. We'll put this back in there. And we're going to let it go one more round. Like I said, it's all about timing. Stretching out the dough. But before you start doing all that, you know, you want to make sure that you, like I said, you want to get the fullness of the dough. If you just do it anyway, it's going to come out short. We don't want it short. We want to maximize it. We want to get as big as possible. And the best way to do that is to continue to let the yeast do its thing. So this is round 2 on this one. You got all them bubbles. See all them bubbles? So you want to press out them bubbles. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves out there. All my Junction crew. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. You know, it's your boy doing different things for the channel. I told you it's way more than just art and business. We could do a whole lot of things. Talk about a lot of different things. You know, that's all I love about this channel. It's a junction for sure. A blend of everything coming together as one. Enlightenment and all. Like I said, the main thing is like, it's like you're trying to push out them bubbles. I should have went to cooking school. That's what I should have did. But you know, it's a funny thing how things turn out. You know, everybody has a different calling. But I definitely won't be working for Gordon Ramsay. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so I'm gonna let this sit in one more time. I'm gonna roll it out. Then from there, we'll put it into a dish. We'll put the ingredients in. Preheat the oven. And then from there, you know what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and get that golden brown goodness that we're looking for. Stay tuned. They see me rolling. Alright, folks. So now, you know, we're going to add some more flour out here. And let's get to rolling this thing out. Cool, cool. All right. At this time, we're gonna roll it out, and then when we get all the space filled up, you know, you want to put it in your pan. Make sure your pan is sprayed with the non-stick. Make sure that all your ingredients should have been already pre-prepped already. So we're losing the bowl. Yeah. All right. Popping out them bubbles. So like I said, we already got the non-stick here. Rolling it out. Yeah. You want to add pressure, but not too much pressure as you're rolling this out. You can toss it around like a pizza, but be careful because you don't want to tear it. So everybody want to do the fancy stuff, twirl it in the air, and then, you know, like a pizza and all that. You can do that, but I ain't trying to do all that. Make sure you roll out them bubbles. Bubbles are not your friend. So you want to make sure you get that out. It's going to take some time to roll this out, but when you do roll it, please do not roll too much, though. Because if you roll too much, you done killed it. So you don't want to roll it out too much. Just enough. Alright. You want to start shaping it out. Doesn't have to be in no particular shape. Alright, so that's done. Now we're going to start to incorporate those ingredients. Alright. I'm using mozzarella cheese, pepperonis, and sausage. You know, so it's going to be like a pizza, so to speak. You can put different ingredients if you want. That's what's going to be in this one. The second one will be just pepperoni and cheese, mozzarella. So, yeah. You should already be preheating your oven, which I haven't done that yet. But preheating your oven, you should be doing that. This is mozzarella that I'm putting in. When it go in the oven, it's going to go in the oven for like 30 minutes. Now for trial and error, I have used I've used just like for people that don't really eat pork or anything like beef and stuff like that. You can use beef. You can use turkey. I would use ground turkey and ground it up, roll it up into like a ball, and then you could use ground turkey. You know, um, I don't recommend making a complete cheese one because cheese seems to turn out really, really gooey, and it falls out of the bread and it's just like not good at all. So you don't want it to be complete cheese in there. So we're just sprinkling our ingredients right now. This is gonna be delicious. It really pays to have that time to extra knead the dough and let it rise and all that good stuff. It's really, really good. It gives it time for you to have much more uh, real estate of dough to use, so it can grow out nice and big, and you can go ahead and make it all happen. Just make sure everything is spread out evenly. It kind of really don't matter really because you're gonna be rolling it, so it kind of really doesn't matter, you know. Make sure you have your pan ready. All right. Now what you're gonna do is roll it. So now we rolled it up. We got it in the pan. You can put it in the oven, which we have preheated, or if you want it to rise more, you're gonna go ahead and put it back in the dark place so the yeast can continue working with the contents inside for about maybe 20 minutes or so. Then it'll be to the full maximum. Because like I said, you want to continue to get the most out of this. You know, you don't want no small stromboli that you see at the little Italian spots. Nah, your homemade one wants to be big. So to accentuate how big it's going to be, you want the yeast to continue working. Put it in a dark place for about 20 minutes or so. Let it rise a little bit more. Then stick it in the oven. And then you're going to get the whole maximum effect. So I'm going to go ahead and let these sit. And then we'll come back in about 20 minutes. And we'll stick it in the oven and we'll go from there. All right, Junction Crew. So we put it in the oven. We let it do its thing. You take heed to my directions, and well, let's see what you got. Ooh, ooh, golden brown and looking delicious. All right. So A.Prince done taught you a cooking lesson right there. You know, not too long. The only thing that might take a little long is probably the preparation of it all. But other than the preparation time, when it goes in the oven, it's nothing. You know, have your whole house smell like a bakery, you know, all filled up. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, you let it cool for a minute. And then from there, you slice it. You get busy one time. All right? All right, y'all. Listen, it's your boy Prince. Hope y'all learned something throughout this whole thing. You can still have fun, cook, you know, be around good folks. This is a good serving that you can feed about at least, if you do all three that come in a package, you could probably feed like about at least about, let's see, roughly about what, 8 or 9 people? So it's a good party thing measure as well. It's your boy Prince. Take care. I'll let y'all catch you in the next one. Later. Yum.
You made the right move. Go ahead, stick around. You're gonna love it here. Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Stay up to date with brand new content. For sure.